other. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. I have another bomb live news segment for y'all. But before I begin, y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and share button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Also check out my other YouTube channels, Michael T. Porter Music and Michael Skits and Stories. Also check out my Spotify podcast, the 250 Gem Songs Culture Podcast. Link is in the description. All of those things in the descriptions. Let's get it in. Let's get this poll going. Let me see. I just want to see where everybody's at. Who do you feel is winning the war over souls? I just want to see where everybody's spiritual state. I'm just curious. Professional channel. I gotta make sure everything's legit. Who do you feel is winning the war over souls? Start poll. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What a wicked world. My answer, I get my poll that God is still winning, but what's happening is we just don't see it. It's just not glorified. It's just not put out there in the public. There's people that have turned their lives over to God as we speak right now, yesterday, and it will continue. It's just not glorified in our society because our society is sick. Sick music, sick people, sick government officials, just sick. Everybody's just sick, spiritually sick, mentally sick. All kind of sickness is running through our government right now. It's an absolute shame what's going on, especially in America right now and the rest of the world. Can't just single out America. I ain't gonna do that. I'm harsh, but I'm fake. Can't just single out America. Everybody is contributing to the chaos in the world. Everybody is contributing. Let me see. The war broke out in heaven, and Michael, the archangels. See, Lucifer is the most beautiful angel. He's very intelligent. But Michael is the authority. He's an authoritative angel. He's an angel of all angels. Let's see. I like Biblegate. Michael defeats the dragon. Oh yeah. There's Christians out there, and Satan came to divide Christianity, because that's what Satan do, came to divide and conquer, right? There's only one truth, and that's Christianity. And people say, well, Christianity, the word's not in the Bible. Well, we say followers of Christ. How about that? There's only one understanding and truth. But the devil said there's plenty of religions that fall under Christianity, and that's a lie. For those of you who don't understand, don't know anything about Christianity or followers of Christ, there's only one. It's written in the Gospel of Galatians. So when you see people say, oh, what denominations came from man, denominations did not come from a God, Christ, and the Holy Spirit. Where in the Bible it says that now that we have accepted Christ, there's going to be many different chapters or organizations under the Christian belief? Who said that? Who said that? It never said that. Let me pull up Galatians 2. God is winning, but we just don't see it, because it will change the trajectory on how people live their lives. It would change the trajectory on how people view themselves. It would change how people love themselves and love others. It will change how people approach life. Right? A lot of people approach life with sorrow, sadness, People dealing with the loss of a family member. People are dealing with, even out there in what's that, Florida, on the coast, the southeastern coastal line of America, from Florida up to what's that, North Carolina, all them hurricanes, and people dealing with so much, and nobody's coming to help. Did y'all know that they're only giving $750 to the hurricane victims? Meanwhile, they're busting out money for the migrants. They busting out money for the wars. They busting out money for God knows what. Stealing money. Eric Adams got his ass locked up out there in New York. Shout out for the good people in New York. Y'all are under pressure. Y'all are ran just like California. My home state is California. I will always love Cali, but I have to get my ass up out of there because Satan has taken over California. No, literally, like, we look at the LGBTQ, what they've done in San Francisco. You look at the gangs, you look at the prison, the mass incarceration. It's evil paradise over there. Everybody's broke. Everybody's working their behinds off. And then at the end of the day, they said that the people of California are just lazy. They're not willing to work for cheaper wages. But you know what? We have a group of people that are, and we're going to bring them over to where we're already working for non-livable wages. Now we have to work for deplorable wages because we have a group of people that's willing to work for nothing. What a slap in the face. The devil came to divide the believers of Christ. Let's get some reading in. I'm going to get anything that's going to piss off the devil. That's what I'm trying to do. So telling the truth is one of the ways. See, right now, as I'm talking to y'all, Satan is mad because I told the truth about Christ, right? There is an army being raised, but we just don't see it on God's side. We see it on the devil's side every day. We see how people are just evil every day, all on social media, all on the movies. They even got a, what's that TV show? They got a TV show called Lucifer. Did y'all know that? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was, people be talking mess on social media. There's a show. Let me see. Yeah, Lucifer. It started in 2016. And I believe it's still, it ran for 5 years. And the TV series was 2016 to 2021. Now, I'm gonna also there's a lot of Christian shows, a lot of good things going on, but it's just not publicized because this show, Lucifer, they're glorifying the worship of Satan, right? Through TV, like I said, through magazines, through the music. I mean, none of us are perfect. Not me, not y'all, but we know that, come on. Let's see. You moving to Cali? I hope you got a good job. Hope you got a job in tech. The mysterious one. I hope you got look like you're a male, like you're a man. I hope you got a wife or a roommate, or you into cybersecurity, or a doctor, or a lawyer. Anything that pays anything that pays 6 figures or more, or you own your own business, because they will tax your behind to death. They don't believe in small businesses. They don't believe in large corporations either. They raise the minimum wage to $20, and they are going to. They put a lot of people out of business in McDonald's. I'm a kid. Oh, okay, so you good. You can live out your parents then. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of policies that they pass. It's just ridiculous. Then on top of all that, they want to force the good people of California to get these expensive electric vehicles. Now, I'm pro-choice when it comes to that. If you want the damn electric car, go get one. If you don't want it, go get the gasoline. If you want a hybrid, go get the hybrid. If you only want gasoline, but I feel nobody should be forced to get it. That's my stance. Nobody should be forced to get electric cars, especially if, one, people can't afford it. Two, the power grid can't hold all the people in California if they do convert. The power grid, even when we were little, the power grids weren't enough to even sustain the homes. So how in that world are you going to sustain all these vehicles? It's all a gimmick. It's all to make people's lives a living hell. So back to the division of, because Satan's army is working hard, right? Satan's army is working hard to discourage us from living in truth, from discouraging us from being one. Followers of Christ, Christianity is just one. That's it. There ain't no, we're not with the Muslims. We're not with the Catholics. We're not with the, what you call it? What's the other ones? We're not with the Mormons. We're not with Jehovah's Witness. We're not the same. And if you study, even just look at it a little bit, the principles of all of those so-called Christian religions, they don't preach the same thing. John Joseph Smith, that's the leader of the Mormons. They follow the teachings of him. We're not Scientology. We're not Muslim. They believe in the teachings of Muhammad, right? We're not Buddhists. We're Christians. There's a absolute separation. And so separation from other religions. Christianity is the truth. Religions are religions. That's why when God came, he came to separate the followers of Christ from religion. Because most religions, they part of the occult. But it's hidden in in deceptive language and deceptive practices. Let me look at the poll real quick and I'm gonna read y'all something. Hey, who do you feel is winning the war of the souls? 78% say God, 22% say Satan. Okay. Y'all look at this. This is according to BibleGate.com. If you guys want to check it out, I like the NIV version, the New International Version, because it's like much really easier to read in comparison to the King James, Art Thou, and all of that. I can understand it, but it takes a little bit longer to understand. This Galatians 1, the very first chapter, expresses how we are all one once we have accepted Christ. One Spirit, one Father, one Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So this is written by Paul. Paul, an apostle sent not from men nor by man, but by Jesus Christ and God the Father, who raised him from the dead, and all the brothers and sisters with me, to the churches in Galatia. Grace and peace to you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ, who gave himself for our sins to rescue us from the present evil age, according to the will of our God and Father, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. This the part right here. Galatians chapter 1, verse 6. The title, No Other Gospel. Y'all listen up. No other gospel. I'm astonished that you so quickly deserted the one who called to live in the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel. So Paul is saying, I can't believe after all that Christ has done, you already have decided to desert the truth, which is Christianity, the true Christianity, or the followers of Christ, which is really no gospel at all. So these people are turning to a different gospel. And Paul right here said in verse 7, which is really no gospel at all. Evidently, some people are throwing you into confusion and are trying to pervert the gospel of Christ. And this is what I was going back to what I was saying. All of these other religions, from Islam, Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, Catholics, all the other so-called denominations of the Christianity, they're not Christians. This is the Christianity right here, or the followers of Christ. There's only one. So if Galatians and Paul said there's only one, how do we have all this division up in here? Somebody is lying. Once again, which is really no gospel at all. Evidently, some people are throwing you into confusion and are trying to pervert the gospel of Christ. That's what they all do. They use Jesus' name, but they don't even believe in Jesus. They all use the cross, but they don't even believe in the resurrection. The Muslims don't believe that Jesus Christ resurrected. The Muslims don't even believe that Jesus Christ is full God, full human by the power of the Holy Spirit. They're lying, right? But even if we are an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we preach to you, let them be under God's curse. As we've already said, so now I say again, if anybody is preaching to you a gospel other than what you accepted, let them be under God's curse. Every person that denies Christ atheists, Scientology, anybody that denies or preach a different gospel other than what has been taught from the Holy Bible, they are preaching a lie, and they're under God's curse. So we can't follow people who's under God's curse. The LGBTQ have their own version of the Holy Bible. It's called the I don't even want to repeat this, but it's called the Queen James Version. Look how they just disrespect Jesus Christ. No other gospel. They said even if an angel preaches to you a different gospel, they're under God's curse. All of these religions, all these beliefs, from Buddhists to Islam to all of these beliefs, we're not the same. In this world, they want to lump us up, going back to the confusion, which is really no gospel at all. Evidently, some people are throwing you into confusion. Society has thrown all the people who are believers, or people who seeking to believe, or people who don't believe at all. They're mashing everything up, because one day there'll be one religion, and that religion will be a false religion as is expressed in Revelation, right? So the reason I'm bringing all this up, because there's an army out there, there's a spiritual army, and we are in the last days. We've been in the last days a long time, but you got to prepare ourselves, because we in the last days. Yesterday we're in the last days. Today we'll be in the last days tomorrow, right? The Antichrist is here. When you talk about what they're doing to children, when you talk about abortion, when you talk about mass incarceration, when you talk about senseless murders, when you talk about domestic violence, when you talk about people are starving, when you're talking about people are stealing, when you talk about the corruption, I can go on and on and on. So it's all about making a choice. And the reason I like to go to Galatians, because if for those people who don't know about Christianity or how it works, first you have to separate yourself from the world in which you've been taught. It's a great separation, just like Jesus came to separate the believers from non-believers, or the people that's curious about Christ who may be in between. You know, they may be fighting spiritual battles, but first you have to separate everything that you've been taught, because most of the things that we have been taught by Satan. Satan is in our schools. They're teaching our children that boys can be girls and girls can be boys. That's satanic preachings, right? Where in the Bible that God said if a boy feels like he can be a girl, he's officially a girl, and vice versa, right? Everything, they're coming after our children. They're twisting the minds of the children. That's what devil and Satan comes to do. It came to deceive and confuse. So you have to separate yourself from everything that you've been taught and start completely over with God, Christ, and the Holy Spirit and the Holy Bible. You have to believe that this is the only way, because Jesus Christ didn't say there's many ways to get to the Father. He said, I am the truth, the way, and life. The only way you get to the Father is through me. The only way, right? The only way. So if Jesus Christ said he is the only way, how do we have so many denominations? How do we have so many people perverting the Bible? You got some sick people out here. I want to go to the Archangel Michael and how he defeats the dragon in Revelations, because this is literally when it actually happens. Only God knows when it's going to happen, but this battle is happening right now individually. Wherever you're going through, there's a battle that you're fighting, whether it's drugs, whether it's lust, whether it's anger, whether it's confusion, whether it's depression. You have to have the strength of God to fight your spiritual battles. You have to fight. Let's go to this Revelations 12, verse 7 to 12. You're talking about the Archangel Michael. Michael defeats the dragon. Verse 7. Let's see. Now war arose in heaven. Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. But they were defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven. So Satan, the dragon and his angels, devil, Satan, angels, demons, they all infiltrated heaven, right? There's wickedness in high places on earth and high places in heaven, right? The devil don't take a break. The devil is determined to encourage as many souls or deter as many souls away from God as possible. But Michael wasn't having it. Michael is a soldier of God, right? And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who was called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. And I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come. For the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down, who accuses them accuses them day and night before our God. And they have conquered him by the blood of the Lamb, which is Christ, and by the word of their testimony, for they love not their lives even unto death. Rejoice then, O heaven, and you that will dwell therein. But woe to you who earth and sea, for the devil has come down to you in great wrath, because he knows that his time is short. So going back to what I was saying, only through the blood of the Lamb, through Jesus Christ, only through the power of God are you able to defeat whatever you need to defeat individually, whatever you're going through individually. You can't defeat it on your own, and it's okay that you can't defeat it on your own. That's why God, Christ, and the Holy Spirit is here, right? So there's an army. There is a spiritual army working in the spiritual realm and right now here on earth. And it's so sad that this world, and the world is pushing back. I'm starting to see the world push back, and I'm always push back, whether the world push back or not. That's what we're called to do. Once you have been exposed to how the world works, once you've been exposed to the intentions of the devils, the intention of the devil and his minions and his followers, you understand how important it is to encourage others to turn their life around. And that's all you can do. And nobody's perfect. Not even the angels are perfect. They said it right there. Some of them angels have followed the deceiver of the world. And that's what I was going back to what I was saying, how there's only one truth, which is Christianity, right? We'll call it Christianity for argument's sake. People say, well, the words ain't in the Bible, but it's Christianity. There's only one. The deceiver said there's many, and you can follow with every God, and everybody should respect whoever that they follow. Yes, there should be respect factor. But what if that religion wants to force me to believe what they want to believe? Or what if their principles infiltrate politics? What if their belief system infiltrate politics, like how the LGBTQ is trying to push a certain agenda on our children and twist their minds? There's always going to be this friction, but as long as you know there's only one way to get to the truth, it'll make it much easier. Your path to getting closer to God will be shortened down, because a lot of people go through a lot of mazes in life throw a lot of curveballs. But once you understand that this is the truth, there is no Islam, there is no Buddhist, there is no, what's that new thing they call spirituality? There is no LGBTQ religion. There is none of that. There's only one way. So this will cut down on a lot of time searching and researching. You get straight to it. And once you begin to open the Bible and allow God to work through you, and you begin to see how ugly you are as a person, and you get to see how beautiful you are as a person. Oh yeah. You'll begin to see how all the ugliness and hideousness about you will be revealed, and all the beautiful qualities about yourself will be revealed as well. But you have to take the good with the bad and continue to strive for the good, because we are in the last, look at Hollywood. All the stuff. What's up, Jackson? Look at all the stuff they did to the children in Hollywood and Disney, and these people are sick. Joe Biden sniffing on children. They're trying to, that's why I feel the A word is probably one of the most, well, there's a lot of grotesque things, but it's probably one of the most satanic practices ever committed, is to take a life before it's even able to build a relationship with God. So it's going back to what we've been talking about. The overall goal of Satan and his army is to discourage souls from building a eternal relationship with God. The goal of the devil is to discourage us from having an eternal relationship with God. So it wasn't enough that Satan is running the TV, the music, and running everything here on earth. He's the father of this world, right? That wasn't enough. Devil took it a step further and said, let's take away life, let's terminate life before it can even take its first breath, before he or she, the baby, can even take his first breath. Let's take the life out of the mother's stomach so that it will never begin to grow into the person that God calls them to be. Because for every baby that's born and able to grow, that's a potential soul that God can save. God and the angels in Christ can save. The devil said, no, I'm not even going to allow these precious miracles to even grow up to know God. I'm going to take their life before they even take their first breath. Think about that. These people are satanic, and these people are pushing it hard. And going back to the deceiver of the world, back in Revelations, and the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. So what they're saying, the deceiver of the world, how I describe it is not how they describe it in politics. They call it female reproductive rights. Female reproductive rights. That's what they call it. They're not calling it killing the unborn. They're calling it female reproductive rights. I want you to think about the world that we live in, where they're taking life, terminating life before life can experience life, before the baby can even take his first breath, with deceptive language, with deceptive perspectives, with deceptive viewpoints and practices. This is crazy. That's the point of the A word. That is the whole point of A word, is to have as many souls not have a relationship with God. That is the ultimate goal of Satan. So the A word serves a satanic purpose. I don't give a damn. If women watching, y'all getting y'all feeling, I don't give a damn what you say. It's a satanic practice for you to terminate your pregnancy. And if you are healthy mom, healthy baby, consensual sex, that's probably the most demonic thing you can ever do. And you know what's crazy about that too? It's normalized today. It's normal for a mom to go down to the clinic and just get rid of it. There's girls that are having 2, 3, 4 A word procedures. That's crazy. And the devil is delighted. The devil is happy that these miracles weren't able to grow up, because the ultimate goal, not only build a relationship with God, to be in God's army. The devil does not want any of these unborn children to ever grow up, build a relationship with God, and be a part of God's army, because now they are a threat to him. The miracles that are growing inside the mother's stomach are potential soldiers for God's army. And the devil said, I'm going to eliminate these soldiers, these unborn soldiers, before they even take their first breath. Y'all gotta get, like I said, it's simple, but then it's complex, because it's just so many things that go into, but that's just the meat and potatoes and the root of the A word procedure. And going back to being the deceiver of the world, these politicians have deceived women into thinking it's absolutely okay to take the life of their own child. We are in the last days, but I still feel that God's army, well, it's written in Revelation, God's army will be victorious. But there's so much going on in the world. A lot of people enjoying life. A lot of people, it's not so good. But I do these videos to encourage people, take God serious while we're here. We have a short life. We got a short life. We have to make the most of it, outside of money, outside of making love to our significant other, outside of raising children, outside of getting the career that we want. We got to spend some time with God and really just take a step back and see what is our real true purpose here before we get up out of here. We got to see what is our true purpose here before we get up out of here. What does God want me to do? How can I be the best soldier in God's army while I'm living here on earth and in the afterlife? When we rise again, we're going to continue to fight for God, right? So don't put it off. I suggest not putting it off. Everybody has their own way. Everybody has their own journey. It's cool it's okay to make mistakes as long as you keep God first. As long as you keep working hard. As long as you keep your health together. As long as you doing the right thing. As long as you staying out the way. And the Bible said those that we're supposed to speak up for those that can't speak up for themselves. Those are the ones that are fearful. Those are the ones, even the little miracles growing inside their mother's stomach. We have to speak up for them. Right? So God's army is getting stronger. I believe. I think God is winning. But it does look like the devil is winning. His army is winning because there's so much going on. Because I cover the news. This is a news channel, so I cover so much. But I like to do positive lives like this, too. Get our mind off of all the atrocities going on. Have a little fun. Liven things up a little bit. But that's what we call to do. God's army will be victorious. God's army will be victorious. It's victorious now. Like I said, we just don't see it. I wish we could see it more, because the more you start talking about Jesus, the more you start talking about some Christ, ooh, them politicians be getting mad, especially from the left. They get really mad. Really mad. Good. Like I said, anything to piss them off, I'm going to keep doing. One, we supposed to. We ain't supposed to conform to the world. We have a choice. The way of God or the way of the world. So, make me no difference. So that's what Michael is a prime example of what you're supposed to do when Satan and his army approaches you. There's spiritual attacks, there's sorrow, there's depression, there's anger, all these things, discouragement, doubt, all these things we have to deal with. And as part of being a soldier, you have to overcome those things, but you can't overcome it on your own, But I think we win. I think we are winning. We have to win. We have to save as many souls because the devil's going to keep his foot on the gas. Oh yeah, was that Jenga? What's going on? We about to take over the music industry. They moving out the trash and making way for the warriors of the Most High. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. From Diddy to Busta Rhymes. Diddy said he got a whole list out there. Diddy said he has a whole list of everybody who's at them freak off events. And they're trying to get Diddy up out of there because they are fearful that he's gonna tell. They said Donald Trump, from Oprah to The Game, the rapper The Game. They said everybody named Mama was over there. Usher, Jamie Foxx, Jay-Z, Beyonce. They said P. Diddy got Justin Bieber's butt. They said he got Justin Bieber. And now they're coming out with a hotline. 1-800 Diddy touch me or something like that. They got a 1-800 number now. You got all these creeps in these corporations. You got all these freaks in office. Oh, Diddy got a long list. Oh, they say Jennifer Lopez. Was that they going down? Oh yeah, we rising up. Who else is on it? These are just a list. Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson. Yeah, Pamela Anderson. Kelly Osbourne. Aretha Franklin. Oh. Mariah Carey, Nick Cannon, Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian. Sorry, y'all got a little dark clouds passing through. Hold on. There you go. Who else we got up in here? Dang, that's a lot of folk. Howard, well, I'm not surprised at Howard Stern. Howard Stern has always been a creep. Loud time for what you do for the kingdom. God bless. Thank you, Jinger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Those are the names so far. That's a lot of folk. That's a lot of folk. Regis Philbin, Vera Wang. Woo! It's crazy. 1,000 bottles of lube. 1,000 bottles of lube, and then they had to take some IVs because I guess at the parties they were humping so much, they were getting dehydrated. They were going up in each other's butts so much they're getting dehydrated, so they get an IV to get hydrated. And they got a video of P. Diddy kissing on his mom, smooching on his mom. These people are sick. R. Kelly said when he was little that he wanted to marry his mom. His mom was a singer, and he was like infatuated with his mom. And every morning, his mom would go to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee. Let me get an example. Hold on. His mom would get a cup of coffee, and you know how ladies wear lipstick? Like, say I'm the mom, and I drink some coffee, right? There'd be some lipstick right there, and he said, yeah, when I was little, when my mom was drinking her coffee. It's R. Kelly talking. He said, yeah, when my mom was done drinking the coffee, I used to take her cup and put my lips on the same area where my mother's lipstick was and pretended like I was kissing her. He said, I wanted to marry my mom. Now, I don't know if he urinated on that young lady back in the day. Some people saying that it was his brother that was in that video. They're saying that it was his brother. It wasn't him. But who the hell want to marry their damn mama? Who in the hell want to put their lips where their mama lipstick been? Well, that's some creepy stuff. Draconian monster. Oh, yeah. 144,000. Absolutely. These people are sick. These people are sick. Ain't nothing wrong with being attracted to a woman. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman being attracted to the man. Most of us have already fornicated. But it's like you understand now as you get older, okay, I can't be out there sliding and gliding because I'm going to have kids and then I won't have enough money for the kids. And then it's a endless cycle of poverty and pain. So, you know, you just got to discipline is what's going to save your behind. You got to have that discipline, you know, got to resist temptation. Is one of them things that's easier said than done? Because on a day-to-day basis, we're all dealing with so much. But these people are sick, and financially people are suffering. They're doing their best to separate us from God, separate us from some money, separate us from all the beautiful things in life. It's a great separation to try to keep us into darkness, because this is the devil's world right here. But while we here, we're gonna rebel. That's what we called to do, to rebel. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. Like when you actually think about the policies and politics and the laws that these people are passing. And they got all now Diddy has been absolutely thrown on the railroad tracks, and it's just a train after train after train after train, and these trains ain't gonna stop. I mean, they saying he's starving because he's afraid to eat the food because he has that list. He's in fear that the correctional officers are going to poison his food. He's afraid. He is afraid that the correctional officer is going to poison his food. Let's check out. Let's see what the poll got. Switched up a little bit. Who do you feel is winning the war over souls? 82% say God. 18% say Satan. It's all right. Ain't no right or wrong. You know, just trying to see what's going on out there. You know what's crazy? It's like we all know that, you know, there's good and evil in this world, right? But when you It's like it's too much filth from social media. It's just too much filth going on for me. Like I'm a person that I like elegance. I like class, and I can be a little ratchet too. But where's the balance? Where's the balance? I mean, geez, I mean the stories just get more bizarre, more absurd. You see, it's not easy. I'm an addict. Life's hard down here. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know how people go through life without God. I had to do a lot of praying. Absolutely, Jinger. Absolutely. I don't know how people go through life. I don't need God. I just figure it out. Good luck. Good luck. God designed us to be weak so we can see his true glory. So we can be a testimony. All of our testimonies go straight to God, how God uses us to reach others, right? God uses us to reach others, whether it's through music, whether it's through testimonies, whether it's through AA meetings. There's a lot of people we have to touch to change their mind frame. And when you start talking like that on the mass, see, I'm big, but I'm little. I'm little in numbers, but I'm big in spirit. I'll get there one day. I'll look for instant gratification. When I'm dead and gone, all these wonderful videos be put up like, oh man, he was really trying to tell the people, get right with God. Life is short. You know how many of my friends, and I'm still young, dang. Shoot, a lot of them got killed before we even graduated high school. A lot of them didn't even make it past, didn't even get their high school diploma. So I'm like, damn. Now looking back now, I'm like, damn, they were like babies. Like, had one homeboy, he was stabbed to death. They found him at a park. I guess it was like a drug deal going wrong. He was black, and the dude that stabbed him, he was Mexican. And I don't know if the deal went wrong. And my partner at the time, he was little. He was a skinny dude, skinny black dude. I don't know how big the Mexican was, but I don't know where he hit him. I don't know where the Mexican dude hit him, but he hit him enough times, or in the right spots, or both in the right spot enough times. And his mom, she never been the same after that. His mom has never been the same after that. And they found the Mexican dude quick. He's serving a life sentence. Think about that. He was 19. My partner was 16. And the Mexican dude that stabbed him, he was 19. So he just came out of high school, 19. And he's spending the rest of his life in prison. He's going to be in there when he's 29. He's going to be in there when he's 39. He's going to be in there when he's 49. He's going to be in there when he's 59. Can you imagine going in at 19 and now you're 59? And the altercation, the event that landed you there, that was damn near 3 lifetimes ago. That was 3 lifetimes ago, meaning every 20 years. So he was 20 when they happened. Then he was 40. And now he's 60. 59, rounded up to 60. 59 years old. And you're still paying a price for something that you did as a kid. 59. And you're never getting out. One incident. 2 people lost their lives. My partner lost his life. And the young man lost his life. He's still in there. With booty bandits, cannibals, child molesters, transsexuals, just evil people, extortionists, gang members, the most conniving, the most trifling people you ever want to meet. Not all, but you're going to a place where no one gives a damn about you. You're thrown into a dungeon. That person, I don't know how he's living his life now. Maybe he changed, gave his life to God, but he could have been out in the free world doing something, building homes, having a family. That's something to die for. I don't think there's nothing more important to die for than God. Second would be protecting yourself and your family. And that's pretty much it. You know, your belief, your ultimate belief should be with God. So if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die for God. If I get thrown into prison, I'm gonna get thrown in prison because I was either protecting myself, or let's say that the powers that be say that, oh, I'm talking a little bit too much about God. I'm changing the mind frames. I'm encouraging souls to love God before they get up out of here, before we all perish away. And there's a major influence. Now I'm a problem because God said, those who follow me, if you want to be my follower, pick up your cross. You will be arrested, persecuted, and killed because you are my follower. That's the reason to die, not over a $20 dub sack. I heard my partner got killed over there was a dispute over a $20 bag worth of marijuana. A $20 bag worth of marijuana. My partner lost his life over $20. The Mexican dude lost his life over $20. That's crazy. Just like that. And coming from the hood, you can lose your life so instantly. Let's say you win the battle. Let's say you get into it with a dude. He's a gamer. A lot of them dudes are just what's the word? They a-holes, right? So let's say you get the best of one of them. You just embarrass this dude. They're gonna come back. Because they can't, the game can't look weak. You just mind your business. That's what I mean by I'm gonna go to jail or I'm gonna kill somebody for defending myself. You minding your business, and then the dude messing with you and your girlfriend, you going to the movies, and you ain't bothering nobody, and the gang members say it's a crip or something. It's a crip or whatever, or let's say it's a crip. Crip game is like 6 of them, and they feeling tough, they want to flex. They call your girl out her name and they grab on her booty. You know, call her all kind of B word, damn B word, you looking good as hell. And then they grab on her booty. It's like 6 of what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Or if you out, you and your say I'm out with my male cousin, my 2 of my male, me and my 2 of my male cousins, and we just going to the movies. And 2 dudes bump into us. What you gonna do? You know, because it's in our nature as men to react, right? Now, he may have a gun, he may not, but let's say I take off on the dude, I just beat him down. Me and my cousin, we beat them down. They're gonna want retaliation because there's a demonic spirit working through these type of folk, right? They're gonna come back and try to smoke me. It just is what it is. So that's why I always live life. I never no matter how much I try to live a righteous life, I know that there's danger out there, and I know that every time I walk out the door, I know I can get locked up. I always prepare myself to get locked up, right? You know, do your best to get your lawyers, do your best to make the right decisions, do your best to avoid problems. But what about the situations that you can't avoid? They're unavoidable. The man just bumped into him. He's threatening me. What you gonna do? Live as a man, die as a coward. You know, a lot of people would say, man, just let him go about his way. Let him go about your way. But he brought it to your doorstep. What you gonna do? You minding your business. You did the godly thing. You ain't messing with nobody. But when Satan mess with you, what you gonna do? Everybody reacts different, but it's just me. That's why I always stay ready. You know, hopefully I lived a good life that's pleasing to God, but I gotta handle my business, right? It depends on the situation. If somebody don't put a lot of people say that words don't mean anything. But what if somebody told you that, what if you out with your little girl, say your little girl is 7, and you out and about, and say you get into it with a dude, and he said, watch when I come back, I'ma smoke that little B. Talking about your daughter, talking about he gonna shoot your daughter. What you gonna do? Or he put your hands on your daughter, what you gonna do? But words mean something. If somebody said they're gonna do something to my daughter, what you gonna do? I never get comfortable in this world. This world is too satanic. There's too many evil spirits walking among us, good folk. 250 nation. There's too many good folk. I mean, so there's too many demonic folk walking among us. What you gonna do? You know, only that man can answer that question. But words mean something. Or even if somebody threatens me, watch when we catch you, we're gonna smoke you. What you gonna do? Call the police? These are the type of situations where you have to rely on God, right? God, I don't know what to do. They on my ass. You know, that's a personal conversation with God before you make that decision. It's a personal, but me, it depends on your instinct. Is this dude trying to flex or did he really mean it? We have to go at it. And that's where you give yourself to God. God, wherever the chips may fall, I'll put everything in your hands, but I gotta handle my business. How about that? A soldier in God's army. But y'all protect yourself. Those of you who just found the channel, I appreciate y'all. Those of you who've been rocking with me since day one, trying to get to 4,000 by the end of the year. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Uploading more, uploading more. Let's see, run. Darkness, man, evil lurks, respect others and steer away, peel away. Absolutely right. They move in darkness. Absolutely. I'm gonna check the poll. No, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's still the same. Y'all be careful out there. Tell somebody about the channel. Tell somebody about God. Let somebody know that the world ain't so bad. Keep rebelling. Keep rebelling. Make that decision. In order to be great, we got to make great decisions, and putting God first and pushing back on dark forces is a great decision. I'm gonna do it every day. This last 50 minutes has pissed off Satan so bad. It has pissed off. Oh my, y'all just don't know how many demons are gnashing their teeth right now because we coming together. We enjoying life. This last 50 minutes we have enjoyed ourselves. We ain't talking about we're not allowing the darkness out there to deter us from living our full lives. Think about that. Last 51 minutes, we did that. But y'all be careful. 250 capital G. I'm gone. Anything to piss off the devil on the back.